Mike, we're glad to have you here. White glove treatment for the cup.
Absolutely, got to give it the respect it deserves.
Absolutely. Now, you'll notice, by the way, I noticed that some people have touched it, but I have not touched the cup. I have my picture taken with it. That's as close as I will get. The rule is, it's not a rule, but the tradition is that you only touch the cup if you actually, well, you...
Well, I touch it because I handle it with
right.
white gloves every day. Do we let the fans touch it? Absolutely. I mean, they're a big part of this sport.
But players who have never won the cup won't touch it.
Yeah, you're right. Players that haven't won it do not want to touch it. But in this day and age, I'm starting to find guys that touched it when they're 12 years old, and then they've gone on to win it. Because the cup is kind of more accessible now. It travels all over the world. We do appearances on a daily basis. Ryan Getzlaff showed me a picture of him touching it when he was 12 years old. Adam Burish, when he went up to Chicago, actually on his invitation, he's at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, and he's got his arm around the cup, and on the invitation it was that picture, and the second picture was him hoisting it on the ice. So, I mean, it's a superstition. Some guys are superstitious, some guys aren't, but yeah, most players do not want to be near it until they've won it.
There have been some great stories about things that have happened to this authentic item over the years, because each player on every Stanley Cup winning team gets to keep it for 24 hours and pretty much do what he wants with it.
Well,
one story I know about was Guy Lafleur apparently had a big party and everybody fell asleep and it just sat outside on the lawn all night.
Yeah, his neighbor had to call him and say he left his Stanley Cup on the front lawn. This is kind of how I have a job today. That was back in the late 70s, and my job was created in '95. Back actually in the 70s, Guy Lafleur was the only guy on the whole team. He actually snuck it out of the Montreal Canadiens office to have the party. Now, being that he's Guy Lafleur, he probably got away with it, but most of the guys on that team that year did not have 5 minutes with it. Today, the guys get a full day. It's not even 24 hours. It's from 7 a.m. until around midnight or so. They get to have their day with it. And most guys bring it back to wherever they grew up, whether it be in Canada, United States, Russia, Sweden, Finland. So on any given summer, myself or the other keepers for the Cup were literally all over the world. And it's pretty cool when the guys bring it home. I mean, they'll have a parade in their hometown. I've seen guys take it to their local rink to show it off to the kids from minor hockey and show them that dreams can come true, that you can come out of this town and go to the National Hockey League. And then, they'll have a little fun. They'll drink a bit of beer out of it or champagne. A variety of food is eaten out of it. I've seen guys take it on a helicopter right up to the top of a mountain to get a great photo. It's gone on boats, beach parties, it's concerts, backstage at concerts.
And it is big enough so that a baby can fit into the actual top of the cup, and that has happened many, many times.
Oh yeah, lots of babies, whether it be a player's baby or a fan. Sometimes, if it's an appropriate situation, we'll allow a young baby to go in there for sure.
Who's the coolest celeb you've got to meet around the cup? You mentioned concerts. I mean, you must be around some people who are like, my God, wow, this is kind of cool.
I've met a couple of presidents, so that's pretty.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, that's it. Yeah.
So they're, from an international point of view, they're, I guess the president of the United States is probably the most famous.
That's kind of good, yeah.
Maybe the biggest movie star would be Tom Hanks, Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
I can sit here and name drop.
Oh yeah, well, dude, name drop.
You know what? To tell you one of the coolest things that the Cup's ever done are the doors that the Cup's opened up. We've been on the space shuttle, 2 different space shuttles.
Really?
Yeah. To get access at the Kennedy Space Center and to be on the space shuttle is amazing. The guys told us. The first time I was there, he said you saw more today than 1% of NASA employees have ever seen.
I was just going to say that you just
wow.
I think you do have the coolest job in the country then. No, I'm serious. I mean, that is awesome.
No, it is. And then this past February, we were there with the Jacobs family on the Bruins, and we got to take the Cup onto the flight deck of Space Shuttle Atlantis before they were sealing it up. Obviously, as everybody may or may not know, the shuttle program's done, but they are sealing up the shuttles. They're going to different museums around the country, and no one will ever get access. And we got the Cup in there before they had taken anything down, and we had the Cup sit right in the flight deck. And the guy said, now you're at 0.1% of what NASA employees have got. So that's pretty cool. And that's all because of the Cup.
How is this? There have had been some repairs over the years to the Cup, correct? I mean, it's suffered some damage on occasion.
Yeah, it doesn't hide behind glass. I mean, accidents happen. I mean, whether it maybe slip off a table or slip out of a player's hand. We've had no accidents on the ice. I mean, the players are pretty pumped and the adrenaline's going, so they're pretty strong. But yeah, there's been the odd accident. I mean, we try and deal with it and fix it. Nowadays, if anything silly or stupid or deliberate happens, there can be fines levied, but guys are respectful. I've had guys where an accident's happened, they feel just horrible.
Oh, I bet.
And I've got to calm them down, go, relax. It was an accident, we're going to move on, we'll deal with the problem, we'll fix it, and let's just continue having a fun day, because you've been dreaming about this your whole life.
Now, I guess this is kind of a common question, but there's like no more room on this thing.
I think this is a great question because I was looking at it, I'm like,
yeah,
you
I
just
mean, I know
stop.
it's radio.
What do you
but,
do?
I mean, there's 6 spaces left on the cup, and when the bottom ring fills up, we're going to take this ring off right here, put it in the Hall of Fame in Toronto, and then put a new ring on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So this year's winner will be on the cup for 57 years before it's retired into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Wow. It's Mike Bolt, the handler of the cup. How do you get a gig like this?
Not be a very good hockey player.
Yeah, you were a hockey player?
My dream was to get to the Oasis, and I never had that opportunity. I mean, I can do it anytime I want, whatever, but as a hockey guy, I won't do it. I mean, I truly believe you have to earn the right to hoist it over your head. But
so who'd you hook up with to?
So I just got a job at the Hall of Fame 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Just a fan of the game and wanted to work at the Hall of Fame, and I was thrilled to work there. When they offered me the job, I was kind of taken aback. I said, "Okay, sounds cool." And about an hour after I got the job, I went. You know what I said.
Yeah, we're on live radio.
And,
Holy moly.
I was ecstatic, and the first phone call I made is to my parents and told them, being a kid in Canada, guess what they just handed me, and it's 13 years later, it's still an awe and a thrill to be around this thing every day.
We've got the Stanley Cup in studio. Big, pop on for a second. Didn't you say you tried to see it in Detroit one time, and you were like the line was 2 hours long?
I mean, being a hockey fan and watching the Red Wings for 20 years, when they were awful, and you want to see it, and you want to be close to it, you either have to go to Toronto to the Hall of Fame, or sometimes it might make it to Detroit. And Hockeytown, Christ, they line up for hours just to watch it, and after a while, you got to move on. So I actually went to a mall once, and they left without the cup. It's the closest I've ever been to it, and I want to go and grab it.
Go hug it. Go hug the cup.
I want to get my baby and just like put it in there and see if I can finagle Mr. Bolt here to make something happen. But it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful.
So how much is it on the road?
About 320 days a year.
So you're the only?
No, I do about 250 of that.
Okay.
I did get a break. There are a couple of guys from the hockey fans listening. My boss is the guy you see the Discover card commercial. The guy that walks out on the ice, he does a little bit, and then we've got another guy that gives us a hand, especially in the summertime when we're really busy with the winning organization.
That's a crazy gig. So you're on the road all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the Ranger game last night.
Wow.
I was so busy yesterday in New York that I only got to the game by the third period.
How does the cup? How is it transported?
We have a special case that it looks like a roadie case a musician would use, and it's designed obviously for the cup. And
so you don't jam it into an overhead compartment?
No, well, it's a little big to jam in.
Yeah.
I mean, prior to 9/11, we'd actually had it on the seat next to us, but obviously the way everything's changed with airport security, it's a lot more of a task. We've only done it once since 9/11 brought on a commercial flight. When we fly privately, we'll bring it right on the plane and have it sit next to us and everything like that, and be able to enjoy it as we fly to wherever we may go. But today, flying out from New York, we had it checked out of the plane.
Well, this is a unique experience for me. I never thought. I mean, I've always wanted to see the cup up close, and now I finally did.
So I'm correct. It's going to be back out here for the NHL awards. Okay, I know you told me that, but I forget. I'm getting old. So you'll be back out here, and it's what June 20th. 20th. Yeah, I thought I read that.
The Wynn Hotel.
Yep.
And there'll be a red carpet ceremony. The cup will probably be. Fans can come out to the red carpet for sure and check out the cup by doing the red carpet, along with all the NHL awards and, of course, all our great NHL players.
I got to tell you, if LA keeps going the way they're going and they win the thing, you're going to have more of an LA turnout than we've ever had for the cup for the NHL awards this year. It'll be huge. I mean, it'll be really jammed.
Well, I think with the way LA's playing and you look at Phoenix, another market that I know they're down 2-0, but that's why we play 7 games and. It's an exciting time of year for all hockey fans and sports fans to watch. It was a great game last night in Madison Square Garden with the Rangers Devils too. So
John Tortorella didn't think.
Well, John, but that's hockey. So I mean that's why we play 7 games. So they can bounce back on Saturday.